What? We're live! Jacqueline did it. We're live. Dude, and Chris is here, so we can go. Welcome, Mr. Spade. It's Christmas vacation. For those who don't know, the grandma says I should say it. Hello. Okay, anyway. I can't see is the thing. Hold on. Happy Wednesday. It is December 13th, although it feels like the 31st. And we are looking at the final market stats. Y'all, it's final market stats for the year, not forever. I noticed the way it was worded, the final market stats that Ashley's presenting might have seemed ominous or disturbing. It's the final market stats for 2023, not the final market stats for life. So we'll be back again in January, doing the same thing with different news. We're going to start. Jacqueline is ready. We're going to start with our welcomes. We're welcoming Roberta. Is Roberta here? I didn't see Roberta, but I just want to make sure. Roberta joined us this week, as well as Nadim. And Yang is here. Yang, welcome in real life.
Hi, Yang. Welcome.
And thank you to everybody who participated in potluck today. If you didn't have Eddie's authentic kugel, this is my first time. It's delicious. Get back out there. There's plenty of it. There you are. It's delightfully delicious.
What is it?
Google.
You can
It's an authentic Hanukkah celebration.
So well.
Great work.
So good.
Okay, we have. Right, oh, look at you driving the slides. Look at us. We're like Thelma and Louise right here. All right, we have our leaderboard spotlights up on the board. That's our November top 15 and our year-to-date for Metro, 2 different rankings. So the ones who are the top for November, the ones who are top for year-to-date through November. And then we have, you just keep going and I'll talk about it when it gets up there. Groups and teams, same thing, November for the month and then year-to-date. Great work, y'all. I see a lot of your faces in the room. Vinny has capped. Is Vinny still in here? It's so like strangely silent here. Why is it so quiet? What's different? That is weird. Like for once. We're always adding new celebrations to the board. So this month we throw out the ones who did over 1 million, over 2 million. Congratulations, y'all. And is there anything else, dear? The signature ones. So starting in, these are the same individuals, November and year-to-date. And we're going to start running them together in January. So, you know, we've been one big, this isn't on the agenda, but that's what I do. We've been one big, shiny, happy family for about a year now. And we've been operating as 2 separate groups under one, sister umbrella, and we're going to pull everyone together. So we've already been working together. There's really no difference in regular life that anyone will see or experience. We still have the Mission Valley location, we still have Coronado, we still have the signature name. The difference will be that in the top slides, I want to say it to the room and live and recorded and all the things, we're going to all be pulled together. So our tops year to date, our tops for the month, etc., are all going to be everyone under the same one reporting. Yeah. Make sense? Yeah, I'm excited. Fun. And our top group, the Solis team over there, and Michael. Michael was here this morning, but I don't think he's still here now. And our S&P partner spotlight today. So you might have seen her. What? We might have seen, don't touch things. We might have seen, Jacqueline is not the one who touches the buttons inappropriately, but there she is. Elizabeth, where'd you go? There you are. Elizabeth was here last week on Zoom, virtually, doing her slideshow about, now I'm going to say Paw Patrol, but that's not it. Sorry. That's not my fault. And today she's here with a raffle. So if you didn't already give her your business card, and you want to walk around with your bucket, jar. And if you have a business card to give in, if you don't have a business card and you want to be entered, can you show us the beautiful raffle in the spirit of gift-giving season?
Some logoed beer glasses, pint glasses, some logoed swag, and some beer, meat, cheese, crackers, and 2 gift certificates for a free pest control service, which you are most welcome to use on your own home.
2 gift certificates for Alicia. You can only do 1. Don't try to, weight the bucket back there. 2 gift certificates for pest patrol services, and then I saw some delicious IPAs and meats and cheeses and glasses as well. So if you don't have a business card, what should they do?
I brought just little slips for you guys to leave your contact info. I would love to get connected with you, and I'll be sending you exclusive welcome promotions just for real estate agents that we're partnering with. So it would be great to get your card or your information. Thanks.
So you walk around to the table and hand out all the slips so that everyone has an opportunity to fill it out while we're talking, and then you can draw the drawing at the end of the meeting. And then you guys can just fill them out during the meeting. If you have a business card, you can hand it over, or else you can just fill out your slip and hand it in and win fun prizes. Everybody loves a prize. Oh look, now we're not quiet. Now we're disruptive. Careful you wish for. Okay, so let's try to do that quietly while we keep going and look at training and events. It's Alicia back there blabbing away. I see her. The peanut butter kisses. The teacher and me will tell you, you don't have to talk in order to fill out the paper. You just take out a pen and fill out the paper, or pull out your business card. If you're not sure what your name is, raise your hand and we'll help you. Otherwise, you should be able to fill it out all on your own. I know. Yeah, I was complaining because you're quiet, just like my kids, and now you're too loud. So we'll find the balance somewhere in the middle. I was actually complaining that it was quiet. It felt different. Like the sound, the absence of sound felt different somehow. Maybe Edie's usually playing some silent track we don't really hear in like jazz mode behind the scenes or something. Perfect. Today we have Jacqueline's unique value proposition class coming up right after the team meeting, live in this room right after. Anything you want to tell us, Jacqueline?
No, just so you guys know what it is, unique value proposition is just your statement about how you are unique, right? There's a lot of things that we all do that are the same, but there's probably things in a way that you do it that's different. So the goal of this workshop is if you walk out with a unique value proposition, you can start using, practicing, speaking. It will grow and change with time, but you will walk out with a unique value proposition. So right after this class, we'll take everybody else out this day. You workshop it. It's a 1-hour class. You go fast. You can always do more at home. Right after. Stay tuned.
Right after. Be here or be square. Okay, we also have the holiday party tomorrow at Tavern and Bowl. It's 3 to 6 p.m. And if you didn't RSVP yet, I don't know, still come, I guess. So you should have RSVP'd, but we would love to see you there 3 to 6 p.m. There's going to be some snacks and there's going to be a lot of fun. And apparently it's ugly Christmas sweater celebration party, and there are prizes for that. So if you want to dress up, Robert, please do so. Did we all give a moment for Robert live in the room yet? I forgot to celebrate you, Robert, in real life.
I'll come up when it's time.
IRL. The last thing I want to say about training events before I hand over to our fabulous broker Bob is, I said this on Zoom last week, and I want to make sure it's heard from all the places and you maybe feel it with my energy in person today. So who has attended any of the Tech the Halls classes that have been happening, the whole day thing, or the different classes that have been happening? Okay, awesome. I've heard great feedback about them. And December, you'll notice the Market Center calendar, training calendar is different in December. And we've also made changes to, like our Market Center tech trainer, we've had Nick in place for a long time and we've loved his services. I want to be really clear about why we're moving away from Nick as our in-person trainer, is that the tech is coming so fast. It's not furious, but fast from KWRI right now, that they're actually providing more leverage straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So just like we get these Tech the Halls classes, we're getting constant options for teaching the thing that they think is most important right now and what's being unveiled, right from the most professional, highest authorities that aren't having any room for confusion between, as we play telephone, it just changes a little bit, right? So now we all have the ability to go on live, and if you're not seeing them live, they've shared the recordings and the materials with it. So like the AI session was, people who watched it were like, what? My brain just exploded. So there's so much coming out of that, and I just want to be really clear. The reason that we're making this move is to help you guys learn more faster and straight from the most professional mouth we can hear it from. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So Tech the Halls is now, yes, Sherry.
Are there recordings if you missed it?
There are recordings if you missed it, and the materials are there as well. And we'll always share them back to you guys, right? So Tech the Halls was first, and there's 12 days of MAPS coaching coming up after that, where you're getting the top level coaches in the company on different subject matters, teaching these things on Zoom for you to participate in as you're, some people are already on vacation and some people will never go on vacation through the rest of the year. And either way, it's fine. We really want to make sure our training is very clearly defined from the tech masters themselves, right? Jacqueline and I will be doing more tech training coming forward in the new year. It's vitally important that you have your database in alignment and you are feeding it and watering it and loving it all the time, right? So your tech, and the websites just rolled over into the second version of the new sites, and now you can do custom pages. You can embed Google Forms. You can do all sorts of interesting things. What? Oh, and there's team sites if you have a team. You now have the team site available. That wasn't available before. There's so much coming fast. So anyway, that's why we're making the changes we're making to give you guys the best materials possible. Yes?
And if you needed to find where it was, kwtechthehalls.com. It's every weekday from now until the 22nd of December from 11 to 12. It's always on Zoom, and at the end, we'll post the recording and any resources on the recording resources tab. So just if you RSVP for the ones that make sense for your business, kwtechthehalls.com.
I have a silly, whiny question. Have you been on any of them?
Like almost all of
Are
them.
they fast, or can my brain handle it, or are they?
Your brain can handle it.
When I watch the recording, it's a great question. The AI one, if you're not a techie, don't watch the AI one. It goes fast. If you just want the intro today, Amy was on the Lunn today. It was about command. If you're just new to the game and you just want to learn the basics, today's was a great one. So go back and watch the command one. There are all different topics each day, so there'll be one that's appropriate for you. Or as what Alicia said, watch the recording and vlogs on YouTube.
The other part of that we posted on, and there's no bad questions, right? Everyone's going to learn it in their own speed at their own time. The other thing that's on the Connect page, which you might not even know exists, but when you go in command, the next thing over says Connect. If you click that button, you're going to find like the Netflix of Keller Williams education and information, live and current, up to date now, not going back to the vaults, right? The second box down in the middle is Command My Business, and it is literally 5 and 10 minute segments taught by the heads of the company of tech and how you're doing the specific things in your business. So please, if you aren't sure, take your time, like sit with your laptop or your iPad or whatever your device of choice is, and you're investing in your business. I can't explain enough how vitally important it is that you are invested in your business and using the tools to help you grow and take market share and do more things. Okay, I'm going to step off my soapbox a little bit and say Broker Bob. Let's go for broker update.
Hi, everybody.
Yay!
So, you all. I missed human contact. I don't get a lot of that in Chicago, even though there's 1 million+ people over there. But I'm kindly reminded when I'm flying the plane over here, remember the stewardess always say, "We know you have choices. Thank you for choosing American Airlines." I want to say that with you guys. I want to know, we know you guys have choices. But I want to give gratitude for you guys being part of Keller Williams Realty, San Diego Metro, and Signature from the bottom of my heart. Even though we're not on a plane ride, didn't it feel like that this year? Like a little bumpy? I kind of felt we were in the plane upside down. So I know it's been a rough year. I hope you guys know that we have a great 2023 ahead of, or 2024 ahead of us, it's going to be really good. So you be prepared. And if you're not using the AI tech or the tech with command, get used to it, because I've been taking a lot of AI classes, and the AI that's embedded in that is going to help you beat your competition. So get used to that and get used to it quick. Do we have some slides?
The gratitude goes both ways.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. So let's give a shout out to Spotlight. Gaga got her second beer. Is that it? Okay.
No, keep going.
Oh, more.
That's it.
That's it?
Yay, Gaga!
All right. See you guys around here. I'm here all week, 2 shows a night.
2 shows. Wire, huh? Hey guys. Good to see everybody again. So some good news today. The Fed came out. Inflation is pretty much flat. The other day it came out and they did not raise rates. And as a matter of fact, they started putting verbiage in their presentation saying that they're going to probably be lowering rates sometime next year. It went from 2 to possibly 3. And we're expecting them probably in the middle of the year to start lowering rates. But on that note, 4 out of the last 5, they've held still. So they haven't raised rates in a while. And it's kind of a trend at this point, right? So I think that from a market whole, at least what I'm seeing out there and reading, that we've kind of capped out on the rates. And they're sliding down. I mean, I had an investment property go, I quoted him like a month and a half ago, almost 2 months ago, at 8.65. I locked him in at 7.5. So it's a significant difference, right? Regular property, like owner-occupied properties, we're firmly in the 6s. So we start getting into the 5s, you guys. There are millions of people sitting on the sidelines, and it's our job, and that's why everyone's hammering home, like, maintain that database. Get in touch with your clients. That's what Matt and I have been doing nonstop, calling people that have been, like, sitting around for a year and a half, like, waiting for these rates to come down. That's what we're hitting them back up. The ones that didn't transact, the ones that you spoke to, like, from last June on, and that haven't bought anything, call them, yo. Hey, we got great news. Like, rates coming down. So let's get in touch with them again and see where the payments are at. Maybe you've got $500 at $600 a month. That could be a game changer for somebody, right? That could be the number that like puts them over the edge and makes them transact. So you guys, there's good news coming in. There's going to be more and more inventory coming out. Once the weather gets nicer again. It's not that it's not nice, but I mean, yeah, once it gets, it is cold. It's cold.
Oh my God.
I thought you were from Boston.
Yeah, it is chilly. Hey, I only say that because, so on a personal note, the reason why you guys haven't seen me in a little while is because I ruptured 2 discs in my back at the beginning of November, to the point where I couldn't walk. I was laid up in the hospital for 2 days and couldn't get up. So now that I'm back on my feet, you might see me pacing back and forth. That's only because it hurts to stand straight up for a while, and it hurts to sit down. So I'm getting back to work, I'm working, Matt and I are working, I'm on the phones, but I'm constantly walking around my house talking to people. So just wanted to let you know, I'm sorry I haven't been around, but that's why you guys haven't seen me. So I want to apologize for that. But I wish everybody a happy holiday. I'm going to see you all tomorrow, hopefully. Most of you guys? Yeah? All right, cool. I'm not going to be bowling, but I'll be there. But yeah, so that was my 2 cents. Love you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your foods. Glad you're feeling better. It's nice that you told us after, so we couldn't help you while you were hurting.
Yeah.
I gave him a mom lecture before. It's fine. Okay, does anybody have any properties to pitch or listings coming soon that you want to share before we move on?
Well then,
We have escrow partners speaking today.
Did she just walk out?
yeah.
We
And maybe I can pitch Corinne is coming soon.
You sure can. Come on up.
All right.
You gotta stand up.
I know. I'm just going to read. Nobody can.
I'll be your microphone.
Thank me be my microphone.
I'll be your phone.
All right. Active now is a multifamily investment property. It's in the lovely zip code of 92106. It's on Locust Street, $3,397,000 4 units, each have 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and ensuite bath, and primary indoor washer and dryer, wet bar, gas fireplace, underground parking, and more. Tenants are month to month with below market rents.
What's the more?
I don't know. Professional pictures are coming soon.
What's the address?
The address is 1268-74 Locust Street, 92106.
Price?
$3,397,000.
Is this the multi?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 units. Okay, then we have off market coming soon, a tri-level townhome in the village of Montecito and Otay Ranch. So built in 2015, 3 bedrooms, large bonus room, and 3.5 bathrooms. Loft has full bathroom, indoor washer and dryer, 2-car garage, and unit with spacious front patio. Those are nice. I've seen those before. Those are really nice. VA and FHA approved at the lovely price of $767,000. Okay, there is no address, but it's in that Montecito development. Okay, vacant land in Julian.
Oh wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Vacant land in Julian, 15 acres on Engineers Road, well on property. Previously approved septic layout for a 4-bedroom property, and it is going for $347,000.
15 acres for $347,000.
That's correct.
Where?
In
Julian.
That's not
It's a
bad.
deal.
Yeah. All right, and please call Corinne if you have any questions, 619-977-2324.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Deb.
And I still have mine yet to hit the market because we've got tenants out. In Escondido, 845 West 3rd Avenue. It's a 2-on-1. 3-1 in the front house and 1-1 in the back house. 845 West 3rd Avenue. And,
How much?
we're probably going to list it at $799. So with upgrades, I really think it could really go $850 or more. But I think they're just going to clean it up and make it work. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
Hi. Okay, I'm Emily. I have a La Mesa 2-1, 1,000 square feet, 1,008, I think. It's 7565 Sturgis Avenue. We're gonna list it at $649, but I mean, most people know how I roll. It's gonna sell for $7 probably or more, maybe $749. We'll see. It's got a big lot, huge, beautiful mature tree in the backyard that has a wraparound deck around it. Definitely needs some work. Maybe not flipper worthy, and they'd rather it go to an end user. Beautiful hardwood floors. That's it.
Thank you, Em. Last call?
Well, that'll be mid-January. Sorry.
Mid-January. Excellent. Using price as a strategy. Escrow partners. Ashley, do you want to say anything?
Well, good.
I'll say something. I'll say something also. We are really excited. We were talking about our market center planning for the year and having escrow partners embedded across the hall from us. It's an outside escrow that has inside escrow functionality. I want to implore all of you, you will be hearing from Jacqueline as you have conversations, as you have listings taken. We're really working to add a lot of services to our company in 2024, and escrow is one of them. It exists. You're like, it already exists. Yes, it exists. And to have it be something where you are understanding the value of working with us and the partnership that we are excited to be in with you, expect to hear from Jacqueline. And I would ask you, as your team leader, Ashley as the owner of the office, I'll tell you, Maggie, I didn't ask permission, but you always say yes, so I'm going to say it's okay. We were talking, and Maggie used escrow on a recent transaction, and I asked her for feedback, because to me, we're only going to speak about something that we believe in, right? And when she was giving me her feedback on our coaching call, and I was expecting her to say, like, it was okay, like, it was fine, you know, she's had one that she loved before. And when she got to the end, she said, so it blew me away. It was way better than the last one, which I was already super impressed with. And I was like, oh, okay, that's amazing. And to be clear, not that I didn't expect that was the service experience, but when you have someone that you already have a relationship with, sometimes it's hard to try something new and feel like they've surpassed what your expectations were, or even done the job you were thinking was going to happen. So Maggie, who is a stickler for details and not a soft sell at all,
Actually, kind of tough to please.
yeah, has given me the 2 thumbs up there. And to me, that testimonial is way more worthwhile than me talking to you guys about why I want you to use it. And I would also say, like, it's a season of giving and working together, and we're in a growth moment. And being part of the inner services that we use in the Market Center, it does help us, which helps you, which will in turn keep everyone profiting more over time, which will end up back in your pockets as profit share as well. Like, to be clear, there's a lot. So you'll hear from Jacqueline on it. If Ashley wants to say anything else, she will.
That's good.
And now we're going to go to the last stats of the year. Please, Ashley.
Woo! So this one's for you, Spade. Smart and sexy Spade.
I did think of him when I saw it.
I did too. When I saw the day, I'm like, I gotta do this. So this is Spade's stat day. 90 days from today, March 13th. It's actually not exactly 90 days, but March 13th is what? Oh. Yeah, I guess it works better this way. 90 days from today, or March 13th, is Smart and Sexy Day. I didn't know this one existed, but it did remind me of Chris, and then I realized the day isn't really about Chris, but Smart and Sexy is. So, yes, okay.
You
I
forgot
wonder
to
if
put all.
explain more. I feel like some people don't know.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Sounds like smart and final.
The reason I put a date 90 days out is because whatever you're choosing to do right now is going to give you results in the real estate world that far out. You have to keep doing the thing for 90 days in order to see a result. And that can be hard in the best of markets. It can be really, really, really hard in a tough market, which has been this year. And traditionally, December, January, February aren't exactly the most exciting real estate months. So keep your heads down. Keep having the conversations with humans, because there's going to be a tremendous amount of opportunity next year. And I will say, back to Maggie's not hard to please. She has high standards. So as long as you also have high standards, you're fine. So, all right.
Actually, I'll tell what you were just saying. We are on pace to have one of the strongest Decembers ever as a company right now, and that's a reflection of the work you guys are doing. So you hear everyone out there and like, the market's falling, everything's falling apart, there's less yada yada. Your company is actually having one of the best Decembers ever. So understand that as you look at those stats. And be proud of the work you're doing.
And understand that's not normal. Like, we are outperforming in so many ways, and it feels good, and it has everything to do with you guys doing the right things. So I put some numbers on the board over there. And we discussed these a little bit at the mastermind we had earlier, and I took a couple minutes to get a little bit more detail. So 36 billion, if you want to write this down because I don't have a slide on it, 36 billion is the amount of acres on the planet Earth. 16 billion is the amount of inhabitable acres on the Earth. So the 36 includes mountainous regions that humans can't live on and deserts that humans can't live on. The remaining 16 billion acres we can live on. Got it?
Oh, that changed. Mark.
Yes, I got the more detail. The 8 billion is the number of humans living today. So if we take the entire planet Earth with our current population, there are 2 acres per person available.
Get your 2.
There's a lot of implications in that, and I would love if anybody wants to talk about it late at night over a glass of wine. But from a real estate standpoint, this is why our real estate values are not going down. Does this make sense? Is anybody else surprised that as big as our planet is, there's only 2 acres available for every living human?
Factor in
There is a scarcity of land, which is why our values go up. Now, I did the math when we were in this. In San Diego County, it's actually 7 acres, but those aren't all inhabitable. But just actual land, there's only 7 acres per person in County of San Diego. That's why properties are going to always go up in value.
Wow.
All right. So year over year, our number of units are down for lots of different reasons, primarily related to the interest rates. So people aren't listing their homes as much as they were prior to the interest rates being below 3. And what's going to end up happening, I don't think we'll see it in 2024, but we may. If Ed's right and they lower the rates mid-year next year, we will see the real estate market from a unit standpoint take off. And I think I would project that it will feel very much like 2020 did, who was in the business in 2020? It was, okay, this was listed, I have to see it in the first hour, and I have to make an offer in the first hour and 5 minutes. Otherwise, there's no chance I'm getting it. I believe you had an open house or a day of open houses because we couldn't have multiple people in the house because of COVID, and you had back-to-back showings from like 7 in the morning till 7 at night?
Yeah.
15 minutes?
I got Uber Eats delivered to the driveway. Both days.
It was just boom, boom,
It was
boom, boom.
100 private showings.
In a
or
day.
whatever that is every 5 minutes. Times 2.
Didn't you get 75 offers on that property?
Yeah, 19.
19?
And 43 on one.
So just to give you perspective, and Peggy just said she had 43 offers on one property.
It's a bitch to
It is crazy, and we're going to see that again because the people, how many of you know somebody who would love to sell their property and get something else, but it makes no sense right now with the interest rates? Everybody. And there's hundreds, probably thousands of those people. So as soon as it just relaxes a little bit, we're going to be insane from a unit standpoint, okay? So all those units that have been subtracted, 5,349 so far year to date, we're going to get back at some point in the future. So we've kind of been on pause, but that is just pent up demand that once something eases, we'll get them back. So we have to just stay healthy and in the game to be able to capitalize on that when that happens.
What bullet points you take out?
I don't remember which one I took out.
It looks like there's one missing.
I did. There is one missing, but we can look at last month. And NAR projects that the sales will decline to the lowest level ever next year. That could change if the interest rates change dramatically, but as of right now, they're saying 2024 will actually end behind where 2023 is, and 2023 is really off. Okay? It's just information. Because again, we're outproducing our competitors in this environment. So there's the raw numbers. I just want you to look, especially if you're newer to the business, look at the top box is listed properties. Look at 2018. Through the end of November 2018, we took 46,472 new listings. Where are we this year? 23,000. Now, we absorbed most of those. 2018 was still a rocking year. It was a great real estate year. So was 2019. And we had enough demand that all of those listings got sold. If we had that same number now, would they sell? Yeah, because the demand is there.
And we had a mini recession.
If your available pie is only 23,000 properties, how much demand is there for that small pie? A lot. That number is what's driving right now our prices to go up very quickly. And that's going to continue until the interest rates come down and people start selling again. Our sold number of properties would be higher if our listed number of properties. We can't sell what isn't listed. So that's what's constraining our market. Properties pulled off the market, I'm still going to track this for you guys, but there's nothing dramatic here. It's what happens in November. Look where we are. So in October, it was the first stat meeting in a long time. I went, oh my God, I can talk to you about something different. We had a buildup of supply. Do y'all remember that last month? I was so excited because we It was a different conversation. Well, now we're back to shrinking supply. And it will shrink again in December, and it will be at probably its lowest levels in January. Okay.
So between those two slides, there's 1,650 houses for sale.
Well, let's get to those. We'll go quickly.
800 homes.
You guys, this is all just restating in a different visual format so you can use them with your clients. Now here's what's happening per price point as far as what's being listed. We're still continuing to see the disappearance of our sub 400 properties. By the end of, probably I would say it might even be by June of 2024, there will not be properties in San Diego valued under 400,000 that are condo attached or detached. Going the way of the dinosaur.
The whole county?
In the whole county. I was saying earlier, so for everything that's currently listed under 650, that's single family, I looked at every single listing on the MLS. There's not much there that you would want as your final home. They're all good entry points, right? Buy anything at this point to get in the market. But a lot of those, like maybe 8 to 12 of those under 650, are little tiny cabins in disrepair in Julian on Forest Service land that you cannot rent out and you can't live in. But they're still going for $275,000 to $400,000. You can use it as a second vacation home, so you can only stay for like 2 weeks at a time. Yeah. Anyway, it's interesting. If you have nothing to do, sit on the couch and go through all those listings, you go, wow. Okay. So, and what would be next? I would bet in the next 5 years we won't have anything under 600. Because the demand for those properties is the highest demand that we have. Bridget, I guess, said she's got more people looking for properties under 650 right now than she's ever had in her career. Yep. All right, sold, gonna follow the same lines. Okay. The stark contrast between just last year's listings and this year's listings. You can, for me, visually, I can really see where we're, because the bars are taller from last year in every price point by a significant amount, this visually tells me, wow. Same thing for the solds. Okay, by price point, and then here's where I wanted to get. So these are all the houses available as of yesterday. I pulled this data yesterday in each of the price points, from 200,000 up to 5 million in each of those price points. So under 600,000, under 800,000, there's only 356 houses available in the county. And a lot of those, again, are those, you're not gonna live there. A lot of those are 55 plus communities.
Yeah.
A lot of them are Santa Isabel or really, really far out. And it's down from last month pretty significantly, which you would expect because people tend to not sell in November or December unless they absolutely have to.
Let's say decrease.
So it was a 16, it is supposed to say decrease. So almost 20 properties off, which is a 60% decrease. Thank you.
So these are all detached family homes?
These are detached.
Detached family?
This slide, active houses, 2023.
Did you say 55 or something like that?
55 and over communities.
Communities have detached?
Uh-huh. Okay. All right, here's condos. Now should say increase. So a little bit of an increase on condos available under 600,000 and a little bit of a decrease over last month. There's our absorption rates. So definition of a seller's market is having a monthly absorption that's over 20%. we're gonna be, for everybody in this room, there's, trying to figure out, what do I think the youngest person, do we have anybody in their 20s in here right now?
Used to be.
Sorry.
Even agents in their 20s are probably, in San Diego, are probably going to, for the rest of their lives, be in a seller's market. Yeah, I should have looked at you. Yeah. You've got to be in your 20s.
I am, yeah.
Or one. When you're in a seller's market, prices go up. There's no other way for them to go because the sellers are in control. Okay? So again, our appreciation is going to continue. Now, what you will hear from clients, because they listen to the media, which is always selling with fear, is that our market, the real estate market, is crashing. Or inventory has, doubled. Well, yes, but it has doubled from trough, when it was at its lowest point in April, to November, which is one of the slowest parts of the year, and the reality is it's still only 2,700 units. Remember, there were years, most of the years prior to now, that we were listing 40 to 45,000 properties a year. We're at half that level. Our available inventory, you all would be much more comfortable if that was 5 to 7,000. So we're not in a scary spot as far as available inventory. New listings, lowest November on record for houses, almost lowest for condos. Okay, so if that's new listings that came in November, that's going to be reflected in our pendings in December and our closings in January. Now, do you remember last month we talked a lot about how this data set from InfoSparks is totally jacked compared to the numbers I pull personally, but I always pull them because it's been my consistent record. This is active listings is actually the only one that's jacked up in InfoSparks. I spent an inordinate amount of hours verifying their new listings are accurate, their pendings are accurate, their solds are accurate. For some reason, actives are off. So I'm going to keep this as a placeholder just until I get an answer from SDAR as what's going on. But I also put that box on it so you don't go use it with clients. Because it's a big difference. If I go back, 2,700 is the available houses and condos right now. But InfoSparks, again, and a lot of your realtor buddies at other companies are going to look at that and go, oh no, but we have 4,800. Plus, it's a humongous difference. So they got to fix that. What's really sad is in the final two slides, I've also made this connection. The final two slides I always use on this are the SDAR marketing slides. Guess what numbers they're using? All right, and I added a couple things to these next slides to show you peak and trough and where we're at. So this is pending listings at the end of November. 890 houses, 527 condos. The 890 pendings is the lowest ever in the history of San Diego County. It's the lowest ever. And our highest ever was September 30th, 2020 at 3140 for houses. Okay? So if you've been in the business 3 years, you have experienced the biggest contrast that we'll probably ever see in real estate. Does that make sense? Which for some of us is why it feels so shitty. And why I'm excited for new agents who didn't experience that, because now their normal is just where we're at. I'm excited for them because they have less of the mental whiplash that we have to get through that. It's like, I can't imagine loan officers getting in the business right now, what an advantage they have over LOs who've been around for a while, because they're not going, oh, it used to be. Yeah, but you'll have
half of all loan officers did not renew for 23, and they're saying another half is going to be gone next year.
I think realtors are going to be the same. Title people, thank you for being here. You've seen the same thing in title, right? Would you say half of your industry's gone?
Of our competitors.
Of all title companies. Not clients too, but I mean, you told me that last summer.
Yeah, a couple of in-house are gone.
If you guys think about it, when you have the thing that fuels everybody's sales, the house sale, fuels us, fuels them, and that number gets cut in half, how do you sustain 100% of your people in the industry? You don't. What's going to happen is inevitable. What has happened is inevitable, and until the market comes zooming back, you'll see people start jumping back in, by the way. But until that, we're going to see the numbers go down. Sold?
We should all pretend like we're brand new.
Yeah. I finally, honestly, Trish, thank you for saying that. I've finally gotten to the point where I'm actually excited. It's been very, very, very hard. But I'm excited because we have to innovate. That's why all this stuff is coming to you. It's overwhelming right now. The international has always given us too much. I've always said if Keller Williams has an Achilles heel, it's we provide too much. And that's like on roids right now because they know we have to. And at the same time, we're the ones doing it. We are on the cutting edge of it, so we're all going to benefit from that. All right, and then just to show you the solds, the only 2 months that were lower in terms of closed units in the history of San Diego real estate were January of 23 for both condos and houses. But this January of 24 is going to be lower than those numbers. So the evidence is pointing to the fact we will have fewer closed units next year than we did this year. Yes.
So is that theory that January will have a lower amount of closed?
Based on the pendings are down.
Based on, based on pendings that are down, not amount of listings that we have.
Well, it's all related, but the actual data we have right now is that pendings are at the lowest level ever for the month of November, which means the closings they'll have to follow that trend because you can't close what's not pending. Does that make sense?
Totally.
So that's that we do have a crystal ball on.
Yes.
Yes.
So I know this is all resale, and what I'm starting to see with some of my clients is they're getting away from resale and looking at new construction. And I know the last couple of years, a lot of agents have done a lot of new construction experiences. How much of an impact do you really think that has on what these numbers are showing?
I don't think much locally because we just don't, when you look at raw numbers, we don't have that many doors that are new construction, even in comparison. So there's probably more demand for that than there typically is, but it's still a relatively low number of doors, and the entry point is so high. I think that the average new home price in San Diego is like 1.4 million. That's not your first time home buyer. That's why our demand is on those lower levels. You've got the other thing we talked about at the mastermind, about 30% of our sales in San Diego County in 2023 have been all cash. Thank God, because if we didn't have people with that much cash, we'd have an even lower unit count. But where do they have that cash from? The house they're selling. Which is why I keep harping on, you have to get into real estate. If you want to be able to create wealth and make that kind of money, you have to get into something. I wasn't kidding with Corrine getting that 13 acres for $400,000. We should all pool our money and just go buy it.
Yeah.
There's only 2 acres on the planet available for you.
It only takes 7 of us.
Okay, so here, this is fun. With all that being said, because the available units are so low, our prices this last year have skyrocketed. I think it was January, I said those buyers that were waiting for the blip in the market was last November. We can see it visually. And you see where that dip was last November? Yeah. What happened after that? and it's gonna continue to go up. So I had said at the mastermind, we had the highest year-over-year increase. It's not the highest, but it's higher than our 10-year average. It was almost 16% year-over-year increase in value. That's a lot. If the average price of a home, let's test your math skills, the average price of the home is $1 million, which it's not, but let's say it is. It's higher than that. $1 million, what is 16% of $1 million? 160,000. So if you bought a house last year for $1 million in November, you have made $160,000. If you didn't buy the house, you missed out on that $160,000. So we were talking about people going, well, maybe for you it's the right time to rent, because if you're buying $1 million property, you might be able to get rent cheaper than that payment, but you're missing out on a shit ton of equity in a short amount of time. We have to be able to have these conversations.
So at least buy an investment property.
At least buy an investment property, because, by the way, the condos aren't that much off. The condo median is up 85 grand over last year. Okay, there's your averages. In the month of November, we were only $21,000 off the highest peak we've ever had in the average sales price in San Diego. November's not usually a close to record-setting month. So where do you think we're going to be next November? 1.5? Anybody want to take bets? Last December we were at 1.1. And now we're at 1.3. 1.5 is feasible. And again, looking with condos, last November, 670. This November, 793. So everybody knows this is insanity, and yet it is our reality.
That's why, like, my cousin wants to keep saving, and I'm like, you don't make enough money to save at the rate of return that you would be getting.
We honestly, guys, and Kathy, thank you for bringing this up in the mastermind. We have to be passionate about this. You have to the point where it almost hurts for the people you love to not be in this game. Because if they're trying to wait another 5 years, they're going to be screwed. Yes. Now, this is Southern California, but this is happening everywhere across the country because there's 2 acres available per human. Are we making more land except in Dubai?
Except in Dubai. There are some volcanoes.
Okay, median active time on market. It has come up a little bit, but I wanted to show you this. 15 days, 14 days is still wicked fast. And the highest point we had in the last 5 years was January 23, because January is typically a slow month in San Diego real estate. So here's what the takeaway from here for the crystal ball is we might be at 20 and 25 days this January. And that's okay. That's still fast.
Imagine all the open houses you could.
It's funny because in 2020 and 2021, we only had to talk to our sellers like twice. One on the listing appointment, and then when you got an accepted offer. Then you were done. And that was only about a week apart. Now we're in a situation where you might have to have 4 or 5 conversations with your seller because the property's on the market a month.
So as of November, there's only like 2,200 permits pulled down in the county.
So if Kelly just said there's only 2,200 new building permits pulled at the county, which is not unusual. We have been a deficit of new build for close to 20 years, which just goes to reinforce our prices are going nowhere but up because we could not build. How long do you think it's going to take us to catch up on 20 years of building? No matter what they do, and they're doing some pretty aggressive stuff right now. That's never going to happen. Months of supply, oh my gosh,
Wow.
so high. It's so high in comparison, but it's important to remember why this is, and it's the rate of sales has slowed. Which means, so the way we get months or weeks or days on of inventory is to take the number of properties that are listed in a month and have it as an existing, your active listings, let's say. So somebody do the math with me. I trust you can do math. Let's say we'll round up. Our existing inventory is 3,000. It's really 2,700, but let's say it's 3,000. If we were to sell 2,000 properties, 66%, how many months of inventory would we have?
Like 2 weeks. What do you mean? Like we have 1,000 left.
Yep. So we're a month and a week?
Yeah. You mean because we're selling 2,000 a month?
Right. So if we sold 1,000 a month, how many months of inventory would we have?
Oh, got it.
Within 10 days.
Right. So our inventory level has not changed that much. It's gone down a little bit. It hasn't changed that much, but the number of sales has gone down. And part of that, you all have told me this, our escrow time periods have lengthened. We were closing a lot of stuff in under 30 days. Yes?
Yeah.
And now we're seeing longer escrow periods. Don't really know why, other than people aren't as urgent. So maybe they're not writing offers that say, hey, we can close this. But from the time something goes into escrow to the time it shows up as sold has lengthened, which is this is why we look like we have more months of supply. Okay. This is not scary. It's still only 27 flipping properties, 2,700. Average list price compared to sales price is in the healthy range. Thank God it's been there most of the year. Hopefully it stays there. When the interest rates do drop into the 5s, I would not be surprised to see them back. See those big lines? It was 107%. That's what will happen when those interest rates drop because there will be so much competition, the prices will get bid up.
We were talking about earlier, just tell your people that we could be back to the territory where you're paying $50K over appraised value.
Yep.
So if you don't have the money to have a down payment now, you better have the money to make up that difference later.
I would do it now. Honestly, from a buyer standpoint, I would much rather be in the market now, knowing that's coming, even with the interest rate, because if I had to convince myself, okay, what would I get today? 7.5?
No, you'd be in the 6s.
Okay. So if I can kind of take it in the shorts for a year, get locked in, get the house I want now. The house I want now is $160,000 more next year. We have the data to show them that.
Right. Well, and also sellers are more negotiable right now. I always find at the end of the year, you can really get some good bargains. It's because there's not as many sellers out there.
And
buyers out right now.
Both. If you're buying or selling in December, you're darn serious. You have to do something.
It's the best time.
And don't forget about those seller temporary interest rate buy downs, because that money doesn't get lost if and when the rates drop next year and you refi. You still keep that as, I'm just calling it layman's terms, like a bucket of money, Ed, to the side.
Yep.
Where you're not losing it as long as it's a temp buy down from the seller made.
And if you guys have someone stuck like that's very analytical that needs to see the numbers that can't quite visualize it, we got a great cost of waiting analysis tool on MBS Highway, you guys, and it really puts it visually into perspective. And
Cost of waiting, huh?
Cost of waiting reported. So if you have someone, and we can customize it for this person, whatever they say. If they think the rates are going to come down, I'll show them rates coming down. If they think prices are going to come down, I can show them prices coming down. But it will drive home what they're going to lose in appreciation, what they're going to lose in amortization.
You all should totally be using that and consulting with them for that tool, because this isn't the same everywhere in the country. This is a very unique to Southern California thing. San Diego's now rated as the most expensive place to live in the country. That has just happened. And it's happened because the demand is so great, it's pushing the prices up. So more than anywhere else, the cost to wait is more extreme here than anywhere. So if you have people moving here, they're not going to understand that. It's on us to be able to explain it.
And they can put their rent in it, like, so it's a real cost of waiting.
It is. And it does the analysis for you. It's great.
All right, so price per square foot, it's almost the same, which is just unusual. Condos are almost always more per square foot than houses. They're darn close. And then I left these in here, but please completely disregard these two slides because they're based on that data that is not accurate. And I wanted you guys to hear it. You have to know that because this is what other realtors are using. I literally heard on KPBS yesterday these numbers quoted.
Oh, no.
Because it's the tool that SDAR is sending out to everybody. And there's been a lot of change and a lot of good change at SDAR, but it's really hard to get a hold of anybody in control right now.
Corey Shepherd's gonna be my guest speaker in January.
Okay, well, I might call Corey before that because this is big and it's a challenge. We don't need any more challenges. We got our full. All right, questions?
Just to clarify, you said the appreciation year over year was 16%.
Yep. December of 2022 to November of 2023 is 16%.
December of 22.
I'll go back. And where I'm looking at that is our median here and our average. So median price is up for houses 15.9%. That's where the 16 came from. For condos, it's up 14.52. The average is up 19.46. That's huge, guys.
We thought we were gonna get maybe double digits this year.
Oh yeah, I was projecting, well, it might be 9 to 11%. We could not have projected the low number of listings. When any particular item is scarce, the value of that item goes up quickly. Gotta remember water and toilet paper during COVID.
I still have some at home, by the way.
All right, any other questions? Comments? This to me is exciting. I think we're gonna start feeling, especially in January, the number of agents has already gone down. We just won't see that number officially. So for you guys, it's gonna be less competitive, which is a good thing. Just go talk to your people, educate them. That's your job for now. Yes?
2 reminders, one, you saw the raffle, and 2,
Oh.
want to talk about the books out there?
Oh, yes, thank you. So a lot of you know Diana Kokoska is my best friend, and she published her book, and I ordered 100 of them. They finally came in a couple weeks ago, and there's books out there. Take one. It's a gift for you guys. We'll also add, her Audible just dropped yesterday. She narrated the book, and I put it on my phone last night, and I went to bed at 8 o'clock like I always do. And when I woke up at 5:30, it was just ending. So, you know, your subconscious hears things when you're sleeping. I figured it was better Diana reading that to me than MSNBC. And then, Raffle, you want to do it?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's too much pressure to figure this out.
What? Nicole will do it.
Oh, yeah.
No?
Sounds like Broker Bob, maybe.
Broker Bob.
Like over here.
Hillcrest Daddy?
It's Chicago. It's Chicago.
Judy.
Judy! All right, y'all. See you tomorrow at the holiday party. If not, have a great holiday season.
Just for you.